Okay, so I've got AudioKit Synth 1 open here. I've got the Roland P-6. Let me explain the chain first. I'm connected to the P-6 via USB-C, coming straight out of the iPad Pro here. And then I've got an 1/8 inch audio cable going out of the P-6 and into the Bluetooth speaker over there, which is the Soundcore Motion Plus. So the way you're supposed to do this is I'm connected and I'm now going to turn this on. And I should get some type of prompt. From the iPad Pro talking about the type of connection. But we've also, it's actually triggering the keyboard, which is not what I expected. So yeah, I'm not sure why, but this is acting like a MIDI controller. Let's see if I turn on keyboard. It's still playing my samples with it, which is the funny thing. Let's figure out if this is actually taking audio into the P6 as well. And I just have to trigger it from here. So okay, I'm gonna clear this pad, so. Alright, we've cleared it. Okay, the weird thing is now that there's no sample on it, it's not acting as a MIDI controller. So something's crossed up in that process, so I guess you have to be aware of that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to sample just that C. So sample. And let's mess with the input level. Oops. Input level. Length is free. Set mono. Yeah. And then input level. Okay. And let's see, this is set to 100 BPM. So, oh, that's interesting. I think they're actually synced up because usually AudioKit Synth 1 is in 120 BPM when you start, if I'm correct. But the Roland P6 is in 100 BPM. So I think they sync themselves up. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's go ahead and sample that. Okay, sampling 6. Sample. Normalizing. Let's see what we got now. Okay, so it did sample what came from AudioKit Synth 1. Let's try another synth. Maybe the problem is this specific synth. So here I got my folder, and let's see, what do I want? Let's do the King of Bass. This is also from AudioKit. I love AudioKit, by the way. Really cool. This is deep, long 808. Yeah, let's just do that. Yeah, I don't want that, so delete. It's empty. We go to sampling, mono. Make sure that it's set to free, and yep, that sounds about right. I'm gonna crush it a little bit. Getting some feedback now. That's interesting. Well, let's try to sample it anyway. Oh boy. I have no idea where that's coming from, but I'm gonna try to sample it real quick. 5, sampling. Hopefully that feedback is just coming out of the speaker and it doesn't come back into the P-6. Let's see. So now it's triggering both. That's very interesting. Okay, there it is. I have never had any feedback coming from this speaker. I'm not exactly sure what's happening. It's kind of crazy, actually. But we got audio coming back into this from. Let's try something else. So let's go over here to my DAWs folder. Let's open up BeatMaker 3. Let's open up a new session and samples. What do we got? Is this even auditioning? I don't think it is. Let's see. That's a kick. Oh yeah, I gotta load this up differently. I have not used BeatMaker 3 in so long. Help me, please help me. In the there we go. Okay, these are working. Let me get a kick. Good. Let me get a snare. Let's find. What am I looking for? Oh yeah. Close hi-hat. No, not the open close. I hate that. Open hi-hat. Do I need anything else? No, I don't need anything else. I'm just going to create something really quickly that's in 100, so let's change this to 100. All right, and what is it? What do we do? Go over here. We'll make it 2. Okay, so we've got 100 BPM. I guess you call it a sequence. We're gonna record it. Okay, that works for me. So I'm gonna delete what's on pad 4, delete 4. there's nothing on there anymore. We're gonna go to sampling. So there's some kind of feedback loop that's created. It creates a feedback loop when I'm sampling this way, which is very interesting. I guess I gotta turn this down. Just let me set the sampling to free. Set the threshold. Keep it at -6. Okay, and let me take off the looping function. So looping, let me turn that off. Did I do that right? I have not used BeatMaker 3 in a while. I guess I'll just have to hit play and stop. So we're gonna hit sample, and here we go. Let's see what we got now. Okay. Alright, I don't want that, so I'm gonna delete it, delete, because it didn't do what I wanted it to do. We're gonna go to sampling, I'm gonna lo-fi it, turn the volume down again because it creates a weird feedback loop, and let me just make sure it's on free, -6. I'm gonna make it go to -3 just because, and we hit sampling. Oops. Sampling for sample, and I'll hit play. Okay, it's done. Now we can turn it up again. Okay, cool. Okay. Okay. Okay, I figured it out how I screwed up this whole thing. So I've been sampling through the microphone. Sampling, delete. Delete it. Okay, let's see if this feedback goes away. This feedback issue goes away now. So I'm gonna hit sampling. Now I'm on the mic, I believe. Let's make sure. I believe it's on the mic now. Check. Yep. Nothing's picking up. There's no feedback. That was my fault. I have not been messing with this machine, but we're good. Let's do it. And here we go. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think it's good. There's no feedback. shift mic mute. That one sounds good. I'm gonna redo 5, so let me just get out of BeatMaker 3. I'm sure it'll save that, which I don't want, but I don't care. 5 has nothing on it anymore. Let's go to bass. I'm gonna leave this up here unedited because I think that everyone should be able to see what's going on here. So I'm gonna sample this again. We got it on lo-fi. I'm gonna make it real crusty, yeah. And let's make sure it's on free. Yep. -6 will do. Okay, it's not using the microphone anymore. Sample 5, sample, and here we go. Hey. There we go. Done. Normalize it. That extra one's just it triggered. Yeah. So if I now close this, let's see. Okay, cool. Let's change the camera view and then I'll go in and tweak some stuff. That is longer than it needs to be, but I'm gonna leave it on there so you guys can see my mistakes and hopefully not make them. That feedback loop was obviously coming because I had the internal microphone on, which I didn't do intentionally. I just forgot that that was a thing altogether because I haven't been using the P-6. All right, here we go. So we got drums, bass, and an arpeggio. The first thing I'm gonna do is lower the volume of this arpeggiated one. This one is obviously make it sound crazy, so let's go into the mixer, shift, mixer. We're gonna auto pan it. Do we want to do it at random? Yeah, right. Why not? We'll do it at random. Exit somehow. It's ping ponging. Now we're going to go to the delay and reverb synths, enter, there's no delay. This will get confidence real fast, I'm sure. we're gonna add some reverb to those drums. That's cool. We don't need to get too funky. Alright, the bass is good. So let's lay something down. So the first thing I need to do is mess with the length of this. It's at 64. Okay, actually we gotta go to a different pattern. I forgot. We gotta go to a different pattern. We're at 101 right now. We're gonna go to 301 just to be safe. And that's at, nope, we want it at 100 BPM because all of our stuff was synced up, which that's a cool thing. Let's make sure that the metronome and the counting are on. Turn it on. So okay, shift quantize is on. Shift, nope. Shift quantize. We want it on. Shift quantize is on. Okay. Alright, we're gonna here we go. But that's not right. We're gonna shift and we're gonna clear the pattern on that pad and we're gonna hit enter. Let's see. Yeah, we got nothing going on now. Shift last. That's right. We never went up to, we're gonna go up to 32 and have that be the length. So let's do it again. Here we go. That, enter. Okay, that's long enough on its own. Perfect. Turn that off. Let's try it. Alright, we're going to have to change the volume. Nope. There we go. Turn that off. just a simple one today. So I am going to mute these two. So here we go. Alright guys, what was that? If nothing, that was just kind of showing you that you've got to actually use this thing, the Roland P-6, in order to be good at it. Because I went a couple weeks without touching it, and now I'm crap. I'm crap with it. I made some mistakes, some definite mistakes. A lot of them being avoidable. The main one being not turning off that freaking microphone. I thought that I was gonna be using everything just coming out of the USB and into this, and I was to a certain extent. But yeah, these are great together, and I had a good time. Full disclosure, I initially intended to use the MPC One Plus and go into the Roland P-6 with this, but I had my iPad out, and you know, I just felt like playing around with the iPad synths a little bit. Any of you guys who haven't used any of the AudioKit stuff for an iPad or an iPhone, it's amazing. It's like I have like the whole Arturia Analog Lab thing, and I wouldn't say that this is as good as Analog Lab, but it's very, very, very close. Like you can get some extremely good results. I think it sounded good in the P-6 too, especially once I started using the actual pass-through of the USB audio instead of the stupid microphone. That's my fault. I'm an idiot. I haven't been using the P-6 enough, as much fun as this thing is. But yeah, also BeatMaker 3, like, it's so easy to create on BeatMaker 3. It's like having an MPC on your iPad. I will say that the sound that comes out of BeatMaker 3 is not as good as the sound that comes out of your MPC One Plus or any of the MPC devices, but I have found workarounds. Maybe that's to go into more in a different video, but there are some plugins that I have that I use to beef up the sound that you get out of BeatMaker 3. But the USB audio pass-through function on this, it's great. So the next time you'll see this from my channel, at least, will be me using it with the MPC One Plus. Today I was honestly just lazy because my MPC One doesn't live out. I keep it in a hard case, and so every time I pull it out, I've got to like pull it out, plug it in, figure out where I want to set it up, all that stuff. Which is part of the appeal of something like the Roland P-6, because it's so small. This lives on top of my tube, my Moore tube engine all the time, so it's always out. It's battery powered, so when I first pulled it out today to test out this whole thing, I just turned it on. I had to make sure that that AIRA link was turned off, and I did that without the battery. And the wonderful thing is, these modern iOS devices can pass power. So this was actually gaining power from my iPad Pro, and like I have the iPhone 15 Pro, and I know these can pass power too. So maybe someday I'll make a video doing it with the iPhone as well. Really, I just wanted to test it out because one of you guys mentioned it in the comments, so thank you. Whenever you guys mention stuff in the comments, I try to get to it, assuming that it's not too complicated and going to take me out of my workflow, because typically on these days where I'm making videos lately, like, it's been kind of crazy for me. Like, I got sick for a whole week again, and that was like, I guess that was 2 weeks ago now, and then I went out for Halloween, had a pretty sizable hangover, hadn't drank in well over a month, which it's usually about that long between me drinking. Halloween kind of made me decide that I think I'm done drinking, like forever. Like I don't really get anything out of it anymore. It's just like, and since I do it so infrequently now, every time I do it I feel poisoned. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna completely go sober, but I do have some edibles that I like, you know, some psychedelics every once in a while, but I think that's good for me. I stick with my coffee every day. I like my coffee. And when I'm hungover, I don't tend to drink coffee too, which kind of sucks, because coffee is like one of the biggest parts of my life. I love espresso so much, getting the right beans. Right now I'm drinking this Peixoto coffee from Brazil. Making my lattes with it every morning is amazing. But yeah, this just a cool little experiment. Getting me back into making music, because I've been so busy. Like some of you guys know, I have a skate company called Collage, and I've been filming stuff for that. I was out skating yesterday filming. Even the first day that I felt sick was a Sunday, and I went filming that day, and then that just completely shut me down, made me feel sick. And I was on the couch for a week, and then last week I did make one video with the MPC One Plus. That's the only time I really made music. I've been playing guitar like every day. I've been loving this cheap Harley Benton MR Classic. So this thing, I was looking, it's like 246 bucks I paid for this. And I play this more than any of the other guitars that I have. It's kind of crazy. Like, I've been keeping this with the orange Terror stamp. Just keeping this plugged into the orange Terror stamp. And I have the like little orange 8-inch cabinet. The PPC 108, I believe it's called. Excuse me. And it sounds so good. Listen to this. that's like a little barely breaking up sound, and then I can crank it up. Action is way too high for me to actually try to like shred when I get down there, but I'm not really a shredder anyway. But yeah, it's crazy how, to get way off topic, because I'm way off the topic of the P-6 and the iPad now, but it's crazy how these days with a $246 guitar, a $199 amp, and a cabinet that I found for like 75 bucks, like I get amazing sound. And I've actually rehearsed with the full band with this setup before, if you can believe it. The Terror Stamp and the 8-inch cab I've rehearsed with a drummer and a bass player, just the 3-piece. Which is, it's crazy because the bass player was playing like a Mark bass, obviously like 412 or something cabinet. He had to turn down. And the drummer's not a really loud drummer. If you've heard my music, it's not the type of music where you play blistering loud drums anyway, but yeah, it worked. And I've also played this through a 10-inch cabinet with a louder band with like a 5-piece, and it also works. So it's crazy what you can do for so cheap now. And that leads back into this P6, because like everybody's got a phone. Every phone has synthesizers that you can either purchase for like $5 or even get for free, a lot of them. And yeah, this is 219 bucks. And so with the phone you already have, I mean, obviously you could make music on the phone, it's completely fine. But if you're looking for something else, like I talked about in the video about like when I was talking about why use this versus why use that, if you're looking for some extra mojo, you pick up something like this, and it's freaking cool. Like, I don't know, I'm rambling and there's absolutely no coherence to what I'm talking about, but that's okay, because this is the channel where I just make my music and experiment with new stuff. Now, experimenting with new stuff wasn't the original intention of the channel, but we're doing it now. I'm gonna go because I got to get my brakes changed now, so I got to do more adult stuff. Fun. But thank you for watching. Look out for the video where I use the P6 with the MPC One Plus. That'll be out soon. And enjoy the weekend.